Nearly 3 years ago, I took the first steps in my journey to run 1 mile every day for at least 10 years. Now, 1,000 days into it, I've run through viruses, colds, blisters, and I've even run the day after running for 24 hours. Here's how I've gotten this far without getting injured and how running every day has changed my life. Oh, and spoiler alert, it is actually easier than it sounds. I run every day because I don't have the discipline to run on the days I don't want to run. Say for example, if someone's made a lovely dinner for me and I haven't run that day, I will usually have just taken the dinner and not run. But because I run every day, I'll make sure I have run before I eat that dinner, or I eat the dinner and run after and suffer the consequences. That's just one example of how things come up in your life that will stop you from doing the things you need to do. So I was doing this a lot, not running as much as I should have been, and then I came across a creator who was running every day, and I figured, why can't I do that? When I started running every day, it was harder than it is now, just like most habits. The hard part was finding the time to run at least 3 kilometers. And now that running every day is a part of my identity, people always ask me, have you been for your run yet today? Throughout the 1,000 days, there have been some near misses. I've gotten really sick and I've had to pull back the 3 kilometer minimum that I did start to a more manageable 1 mile daily run. I've also nearly forgotten to run on some days, and I've also just nearly missed it due to time. So how the hell does someone run every day for 1,000 days and not get injured? Let alone just finding the time to do it every single day. The most important step, number 1, is listening to my body. Typically, I don't overdo it with my runs. If I'm not feeling great, I'm not going to push myself in a training run. That said, when it comes to race day, I will do everything I can to get the best time possible. But yeah, I mean, running every day doesn't mean you're running intensely every day. You could be doing a 3 kilometer chill run, and that just keeps your legs ticking over. The only times I haven't listened to my body for training is when I've had to run the day after an ultramarathon. I've been really sore and everything's telling me not to, but I still have to go out there to keep up the run streak. I typically have at least 1 race every month, if not more. What this does is it keeps my eyes forward on the next goal, and it keeps me wanting to keep on running. I'm not always in the peak condition for all of these races because the timing just doesn't work out. But I would say if you want more motivation to run every single day, then entering races is key. If you know you've got a busy day ahead of you, you've got to think the night before, when am I going to fit this run in? If you've got an event that will take the whole evening, for example, you have to do your run in the morning. It's really not that hard if you just give it a bit of foresight and think about things thoroughly. And honestly, without this mental step of figuring out when I'm going to run the night before a busy day, I don't think I would have kept up this run streak at all. Running every day has changed me for the better. The discipline that I've gained from this practice has been transferred into other aspects of my life. The number 1 thing I've learned from running every day is consistency is key. It doesn't matter if you've smashed out an amazing half marathon, if you can't keep up those results, none of it matters at all. Consistency is especially key for building up to bigger goals. You build mansions brick by brick, it doesn't all just happen at once. And the same can be said for running. So now I invite you to consider running every day. It's not for everyone, and I suggest that you have a few years of running experience under your belt before you try take on this challenge. But honestly, the amount of people that run every day is higher than you think. And if they can do it, why can't you?